Hello, welcome to True Spirit. Some journeys don't begin with applause, they begin with rejection, silence, and doubt. And today I have with me Anshul Sinha, an entrepreneur and a filmmaker who has multiple wins to his credit across various international and national film festivals. He is also a 5-time TEDx speaker as well as the founder of Output Media, a production firm specializing in ad films and high impact storytelling. Let's listen to his story and his journey in the industry.
Thank you. Thank
Hi,
you so much,
Anshul.
Pratima. Thank
Yeah,
you so
thank
much.
you for being on my show. So, I have been following your journey right from the time you did your fundamentals of filmmaking course. So, before we talk about your success, let's start at the very beginning. How was failure before success found you?
Thank you. So, Pratima, I started my career somewhere around 2013 and 14. So, I'm an MBA passed out and I have done mass communication and I've also done my fundamentals from AISFM. And so, this is how my journey got started. So, initially, I used to participate in a lot of film festivals. That is how I got exposure to cinema. And then after participating in film festival, I got a trigger point that okay, if there are other filmmakers in India who can create short films with one actor, two actors, or with kids, then why can't I do it? So that is the point where I got a trigger point, and that encouraged me to do a lot of short films in the initial phases of my career. But the biggest challenge when I started my career was that I was having very limitations with me because I every beginner filmmakers have that limitation. So uh, I used to make short films with mobile camera, and then the biggest challenge was that I can only record the visual, and I cannot afford to make dialogue-driven film because I couldn't afford for audio hiring audio system or dubbing studio for the recording of my film. So that is how the initial phases got started. And then my first two or three short films was a disaster, and then I lost somewhere around 6 to 7 film festivals. And then the short film which was winning an award in a film festival, I started analyzing them. I started thinking why these short films are winning, why not I am winning. Then I later realized that okay, my audio is not good and audio is a disaster of my film. So I started improvising and then I thought that let me make this limitation as my strength. So I started recording a silent film without any dialogue and then I started making an attempt that whatever the short film which I am making that should connect uh, through the screenplay, not from the audio point of view. So if I can crack this, then it will help me to achieve film festival. So when you asked me about failure, this failure when entered in my life, this rejection when entered in my life, instead of feeling down and giving up, I thought let me make this failure as my strength. So I made this failure as my strength and I started making silent film. And my third short film was My Chocolate Cover, which went on to win 21 awards in uh, the various film festivals happened in India.
Wow, 21 awards for one short film. That's really commendable work. Yes, I remember seeing that film. So, what was the illusion you had about the industry before you actually joined the industry?
So again, because the biggest challenge for indie filmmakers is that no one will invest. When we go out there into the market with our story, the first point is that why anyone should believe in us, whether it is actors or producers or some any big production houses. So they don't trust us because obviously we don't have that experience and we are not coming from a filmmaking background. So that is the biggest point which we have to take it as a challenge and understand and figure out a way that how we can crack into this. So starting 4 to 5 to 6 years of my career, I was experimenting with lot of film festivals. So I will say that I'm a product of a film festival. So instead of entering into the film festival and depending on that, I figured out a separate, different way. So it's like a blue ocean theory. So there were a lot of film festivals happening in India. I started participating in all the film festivals across. across the world, not only in India. So the I survived through film festival. The first 5 to 6 years of my career, I used to participate in film festival, and whatever the award money I used to get, with that award money, I used to make my next film. So this is how I sustained my career as a filmmaker for 5 to 6 years. And I've won close to 140 awards for my various short films and different projects, documentaries and short films. So I thought, okay, if film industry is not giving me an opportunity, then let me find out my own way and let me figure out how I can sustain myself as a filmmaker. So this was the way, Pratima, where I figured out a way that how can I go ahead with my career of filmmaking.
So, because you're passionate about storytelling and you had no connections and no shortcuts, you still did not give up, but you found a way where you still get recognition. And yes, that has been difficult. I totally understand. So, what was that one rejection that really hit you very hard?
So the biggest rejection was I made a project called Gateway to Heaven and Mitti Back to Roots. These are the two projects which is very close to my heart. Because for Gateway to Heaven, I didn't got a producer. I did a night shift job in multinational companies. Did almost close to 17 to 18 months of night shift job. And with whatever the money I used to get, that money I used to invest in creating Gateway to Heaven. So I have to wait entire 1 month to bring funding for this project. So like this, I spent around 18 months. So I used to do a night shift job, and in the daytime, I used to make this project called Gateway to Heaven. But when the project got released, it was it got over controversial, and then we didn't got an official release for this project. And later it did film festival turnaround, and we got some global recognition. Same thing happened with Mitti Back to Root. Mitti Back to Root also was based on agrarian crisis, and I was the youngest director in India. At the age of 25, I have directed Mitti Back to Root, and that too such a sensitive issue on farmer suicide. At that age, I did, and uh, because of that project, I got this title of Pride of Telangana from Telangana government. So these two projects got highly rejected by the industry. But even after that rejection, I made sure that I can figure out a way to launch this project. For Mitti Back to Root, after getting a rejection, Pratima, we have done 1000 screening of this project. This project also got dubbed in Telugu language. And for Gateway to Heaven also, we have done a global film festival campaign for this project. So we have got some eight international awards for Gateway to Heaven and 17 international nominations for Gateway to Heaven. So when the industry was not accepting, I figured out a different way. For Mitti Back to Root, we figured out a way of road shows. We have done close to 1000 road shows of this project. And then even today, Pratima, in Sikkim, this film is a part of tutorial pit. And every Sunday they play this project. And every farmer get to learn so many things from this project called Mitti Back to Root.
That's really wonderful, and it's a commendable work that you've done about agrarian crisis and the farmer suicides. Now, rejection is part and parcel of every creative space. You have moved on from there and you have become successful. But how did you stop taking rejection personally? Because I know a lot of young filmmakers, they are passionate, they come into the industry, something doesn't work, they take it very personally and, get addicted to unwanted things, and, sometimes they don't go the way they should go. So, how did you stop taking rejection personally?
So yeah, this has happened with me a lot. Even today, so when I'm distributing my project million views, it's getting difficult for me to crack OTT platform, and I'm trying since last 6 to 7 months to crack an India release for this project. That is the point I am standing. So daily, I ask one question to myself. For Gateway to Heaven, I was rejected from Hyderabad also. I got rejection from Mumbai also. I got rejection from Chennai also. Same thing happened with Mitti, and same thing happening with my current project also. But even after facing so many rejection, I made sure that this cinema is out there in front of the public and through a right platform. So the one point which I keep on telling to myself that whenever facing rejection is that when you are getting rejected, whoever is listening this interview, whenever you are getting rejected, ask a question to yourself: why they are rejecting me? What is the reason? So whenever or whoever reject me, I ask simple questions to them. Sir, why did you rejected me? What is the reason? Is it the because of the cinema you have rejected me? Or is it the because of the screenplay, or is there any loophole in whatever the 24 craft we have done it? So to whoever is getting rejected, ask this question to them when you are accepting the rejection. If you are not getting an answer to this, keep on fighting, because it's very important to question why the opposite person is rejecting you, and until you get an answer to that question, keep on fighting. Because what happens with majority in rejection, people don't question, and they feel that all the doors have been shut down for us, and then they make their self assumption, and those self assumptions and those self thought process create a different direction for them. So the same thing I have done in my career. Whenever I get rejected, I ask a question: what is the reason of rejection? And if there is a loophole in me, in next project I try to make sure that I'm not repeating that mistake. So that is very important to get a feedback on why are we getting rejected.
So you are saying, Anshul, that after every rejection, it's important to do a self-analysis instead of a self-doubt, and that is the right way to go about understanding where you stand with the work that you have done, and that will also give a scope to rectify your mistakes, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, moving on. You have taken up very hard hitting subjects for your independent films, be it Mitti, Back to Roots about farmer suicides and agrarian crisis, or Gateway to Heaven, which is about human corpse trading, and now your latest film, Million Views, which is about addiction to porn and how it's affecting the youth. All these films are very, very important for the society to know what's going on out there, so that the necessary measures can be taken for the concerned target audience. But then, how did you go about funding for these films?
So as I said, Gateway to Heaven was a self-funded project. I was doing a night shift job, and with that
Right.
job, I got me the money, and then I invested in that. For Mitti Back to Root, it was a completely crowdfunding project. We got around 1,600 people came forward, and then they wanted to see this cinema in reality. So that is how that crowdfunding has helped me to get a funding for this project. And after Mitti Back to Roots, when it comes to Million View has came out from my heart. So yes, it's a very bold topic, and to speak up openly, coming out and then speaking about multiple addictions in a cinema, it's a very challenging thing. But coming from an investigative journalism background, I thought this is very important, and this a cinema should be definitely made on this topic. So that internal voice triggered me to do a project on this topic. So speaking about the funding for these kind of project which I do, it's a very offbeat projects and offbeat topics and things. But if you see all these stories, it will connect entire nation as a whole. It will connect entire India. That is the power of the cinema which I made. Mitti Back to Roots did that.
Right.
Mitti Back to Root has a massive reach across nature. Even today also, if you go on YouTube and read the comments of the people, there was one farmer Pratima who has commented in the YouTube that I was going to commit suicide, and this cinema has inspired me, and I will not do suicide. So this is the biggest achievement as a filmmaker which we have got. Same thing happened for Gateway to Heaven. For Gateway to Heaven, we have raised close to 1 to 2 CR, when the project got released, and we donated to Mr. Rajeshwar Rai, who is now doing the last rites of orphan dead bodies on behalf of government. So this is the massive level impact which our projects have created. And same expectation we are having through this project called Million Views. So yes, it is offbeat and complicated projects which I select, but I always believe that we are educated filmmakers and we come from that educated background, and educated people should always do something, should raise their voice through their creativity, through their song, films, whatever it may be. And when they raise their voice through a creative medium, that is how we reach out to the entire nation and we create an impact as a whole in the society.
So that is cinema for social change. And to build your credibility without any connections and shortcuts, you also went on to the TED platform, and you are a five-time TEDx speaker. So how did that change for you in terms of establishing your work or reaching out to people to find work after you became a TED speaker?
So I got my first TED opportunity when I was presenting Gateway to Heaven to all the entire media in Hyderabad and all over India. So that is how I got connected to TEDx Hyderabad platform. And then initially when I went there and I pitched my project, that this is the project which I have done, sir, and I want to take this project to the entire nation. So that is the point where I got my first opportunity to be on this platform called TEDx Hyderabad. And it has this project was a turning point in my career, and it has definitely created a lot of impact in my life. Through TEDx Hyderabad platform, I got an opportunity to connect with Mr. G.V. Ramanjanalu, who was the brain behind Center for Sustainable Agriculture. And through this platform only, I got this project Mitti back today. Suppose so speaking on such a major international platform not only helped me to build my profile, but it also helped me to build meaningful connection and connect with the people, those who are doing meaningful work in the entire nation, not only in Hyderabad or Mumbai, in the entire nation they are doing. So CSA is a part of agriculture community, and then they have a sustainable agriculture model in 28 states of this in India. So through TED platform only, I got an opportunity to connect with them and to bring their vision, convert their vision into the form of film. And then through TEDx, we have got a massive reach, and that platform helped me to raise the funding. And that is the platform which helped me to connect with 1600 people, which were later interested in investing on the project on agrarian crisis.
Looks like you're on a film set. So we hear your team in the background. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like you have a shoot going on there.
Is it heavy? Is it disturbing?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. भैया 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 थोड़ा बोलो.
What is one defining project for you in all the success that you've had so far?
I would say Million Views, because with this
Okay.
Million View project, our project got launched with Dhurandhar and Avatar 2. That is one of the biggest achievements so far we have achieved. And it got released in 65 theaters in Nepal. So I would say Million Views is the biggest launch which we have ever received for this project. And obviously, Mitti Back to Root also. These two projects which have given me the maximum reach in India.
And million views, it is a very important subject which the youth need to understand. Addiction to porn and how it affects mental health and leads to other things. And you did not find distributors here, so you went all the way to Nepal and released it in 60 plus theaters. Um, Along with big ticket films like Dhurandhar and Avatar in IMAX screen. So that would have been quite a journey. So can you tell us what was the most challenging in the entire process before you actually got to release it there?
This
And I
was a
think you
very
also, yeah, and I think you also attracted 100 plus media to cover your release. Yeah.
So this was the most challenging thing, Pratima, because getting a theatrical release is the most challenging part for any filmmaker. So last year I was in Mumbai, I was trying to find out the distributor, but I tried a lot. But releasing a cinema in India will cost you somewhere around 25 to 30 lakhs. It's a very costly affair when if you want to release a film in India. But I figured out a way. I figured out a way that okay, if India mein I cannot crack it, then let me try it in another country. So in Nepal we got one of the distributor, and then when I first time I went, this project was supposed to release on 12th September. So I went with complete enthusiasm and excitement that my project will be releasing in Nepal. I was very excited. So the first achievement was that with War 2, with Hrithik Roshan film and Junior NTR film, the million view trailer was screened in entire country with War 2. So that was like the first achievement we got, that the trailer of million view will be played with War 2. That was like the biggest excitement. So entire nation for close to 10 to 15 days the trailer was being played. And then we did lot of preparation that okay, on 12th September the movie is getting released and we'll be getting the biggest launch of our project. And I have waited close to 10 to 11 years for this day. But what happened on 8 or between 8 to 10 September, there was a very big Gen Z movement happened in Nepal, and in the entire Nepal went into a civil unrest. It was literally like a war situation in the Nepal, and that was the most shocking thing for us. We invested close to 3 years in the project, and when it was on the verge of getting released, the entire civil unrest happened and it was like a war like a situation. So our project was badly stuck. Our project got badly blocked there and we were in so much of panic zone. Then again we came back, and 2 months we started again doing re-promotion, and then we got a new date, that which was 19th of December. So initially we thought okay, but there is one setback which we have got, and to do a comeback, that is the most challenging phase. So that 2 months, October and November, we were like literally battling with the entire country in Nepal, and then it was the most challenging phase. So I again came back to India, waited for 1.5 months, then again went back to Nepal, and after all this thing, when it got settled down, then we thought, okay, now this is the best way and best time. Let's go ahead and release. So the biggest challenge was given to me was that Anshul, Avatar 2 is releasing, and the budget of that project is 4,000 crore. And in the entire world, no one is releasing, any single movie is releasing, because Avatar 2 is a very massive project. Do you have a courage to release your film in front of Avatar 2? So my distributor asked me this question. Do you want to take a step back, take a new date, and then release it in January? So that was the most difficult decision of my life. I am just a small independent filmmaker. I made my film in Hyderabad. No one knows about me. What should I do? So then I asked one question to myself. What is the vision of my project? Is it bigger than that, bigger than Avatar 2? I have a huge respect for Avatar and I'm a big fan of James Cameron. But that triggered me. The vision of my project is bigger than Avatar 2. I'm a big fan of the fantasy genre on which they make cinema. So this question helped me to take a decision. Okay, Avatar 2 is based on fantasy, and my project is a realistic issue, and it is going to deal with the direct problem of the people which they are going into their day-to-day life, and this will connect, and it will connect in a faster way. So that helped me to take this decision and go ahead and release my film in the biggest giant and the biggest name of the entire world with James Cameron. Maybe that was my dream also, that okay, one day I will see my cinema getting launched with James Cameron and Avatar 2. So that was like a dream come true, and then I took this decision, whatever it might be, failure or success. But I want to see my project with such a massive project on this planet.
Awesome, awesome. And Anshul, with so much going on and so much of uncertainty, and you want something good to happen, you want that social message to go out. How do you stay focused? What are your habits which make you stay focused?
So I do a lot of mantra chanting, Pratima, because being a human competing with such a massive project and just I have a team of only 1 or 2 members, that's it. And I'm competing with the major giants of the industry. So mental health gets badly affected if we are competing at that level. We get lot of trauma attacks, we get lot of panic attacks. So down the line in this journey of my competing with such a big brands and big names on in the world, I do lot of mantra chanting, and this mantra chanting has helped me to overcome the challenges which I am facing in my professional career. So what happens majorly when obviously when I was competing with Avatar 2, that 15 days was the most challenging days because we have to do focus on marketing also, and then every second I'm getting a call from distributor from the entire nation, from the entire Nepal. So there are around 8 to 10 states in Nepal. From each of the state I was getting a call. Shall we remove it? Shall we keep it? Keep it? Tickets are not getting blocked. The audience are shifting to Avatar 2 and Dhurandhar. What shall we do? So decision making during that crucial point where one of the biggest projects with such a heavy investment is out there. So the decision making gets questioned each and every second. That is, and then that is the only 15-20 days where we have to stay very focused because we are competing with the major giants in the world. Dhurandhar and Avatar 2, I was competing with both these major films. So mantra chanting has helped me to stay focused and take a calculative decision because human brain goes into panic zone and we go completely blank when we are actually fighting that battle, when we are in that battlefield. So this mantra chanting has helped me a lot to
So
take. Uh,
what mantras do you chant?
so I started experimenting with Om chanting, and then later the one mantra which has helped me a lot to reach out so far in my career is Gayatri Mantra. That is the mother of all the mantra. That is excellent. And I would recommend all the people, wherever you are in the world, you do this mantra chanting for 41 days, one at a time. You will see massive changes in happening in your life. It activates your 7 chakras. It calms down your nervous system because when a person is battling depression, their nervous system gets completely damaged and then they don't have the capacity to get out from the bed. The trauma and the depression that it throws them on the bed, and we don't have the capacity because the situation becomes like that, and it becomes impossible for a person to do a comeback from that. So what happens is that the brain goes into a dead zone. These days, this terminology, brain fog, brain coldness, these things are there. But these traditional practices helps you to come out from it. The meaning itself, the meaning of mantra itself is mind in motion. Man is mind and tra is motion. So mantras give motion to your mind and gives you a clarity because when you are going through the darkest phase of your life, no one will come to uplift you. People will declare you as a failure. People will declare you as a loser, and they will see you as a rejected guy. No one wants you to come back and do a fight and then uplift you. No one has that mindset. That kind of competitive era we are living in right now. So
True,
that
true.
encouragement and that upliftment you will not receive. But if you really want to see the power of this supreme power, how they will stand you, you do this mantra chanting and you will see that there is some real power out there who is actually standing with you and helping you to come out from the darkest places of your life. So that I've experienced in my life.
Oh, wow, wow. That's really amazing. And Anshul, how important is consistency versus talent in the industry?
Consistent, we have to be disciplined because every time not every project is going to work. Some project will give you a lot of money, some projects will give you a lot of projects, sorry, recognition, but they won't financially, they wouldn't be helping you. So you have to constantly keep on working because we are into this creative field, we are not into the physical product making. And in creativity, some some projects will be very simple and it breaks all the boundaries. Like I did a 1 minute project called Waterman. It got such a big recognition. We got 40 international awards for that project. Even today in London, it's being getting played in a London museum. Every Sunday they play it for kids. Entire around close to 45 countries have done a screening of that 1 minute film. I got a chance to travel UK, Belgrade, Italy, Croatia. 4 to 5 countries I went there, traveled and presented this 1 minute project. So we don't know which project is going to work or which is not going to. So what is there in our hand is the right intent behind working on, sorry, making that project and make sure that it is reaching to the right direction with the right vision and mission. That is there in our hands, and we should only focus on that and take the right action.
Right. And when you started gaining recognition for your work through selections and multiple wins across different national, international film festivals. At that point of time, you started your production company, Output Media. And how is it balancing your creativity with business?
So these both are two different tracks. Business is completely different, and film festivals and filmmaking journey is completely different. So starting 2 to 3 months was very, very difficult because I thought, okay, whatever the structure of storytelling I have learned here in filmmaking, that I will implement into this part of the business, but it doesn't works out like that. In output media, it's a complete business driven decision making where we have to help our client to communicate their brands to their target audience and generate a sales out of it. So it took me almost close to 2 to 3 months to understand these things. Starting 2 to 3 clients, I got a very bad feedback because I was implementing my filmmaking structure into creating ad films. Then later down the line, after failing and analyzing my failures, I changed the complete narrative of my storytelling. So that is the point where I learned that art of storytelling for ad films are different, for short films are different, for feature films are different, and everything needs to be communicated as per the target audience which we are selecting. So that is what I learned when I started my entrepreneurship journey. And so far in Output Media, we are associated with 100 plus clients. And last year, 2025, by FOX Media in Mumbai, we were declared as the best corporate filmmaker. We got that award also from FOX Media and Entertainment uh, company in Mumbai. So that is the biggest recognition we have received for Output Media.
Wow, that's amazing. And now with the advent of AI and all the new tools which people are using in the field of content creation or filmmaking, what is your opinion about AI?
AI is the best friend and it speed ups the work. And as a filmmaker, we need to understand where to use and where not to use. So again, when we are dealing with brands, brands are very skeptical about using AI because they are directly using dealing with the customers. And anything if goes wrong, then the customer will lose the trust on the brand and they will start losing their sales and it will create a wrong impact on the brand image. So as a filmmaker and running an ad film agency, working in Mumbai, Bangalore and Hyderabad, I always feel that the heavy usage of the AI should be done in pre-production and post-production. And when we are coming to filmmaking and we are doing product ad films and all, there we should go with concept ad film for AI. Like there's one recent ads you must have seen on there's some insurance company. You must have seen that crocodile is turning into
Yes.
a lion. So that
Yes.
kind of creative ad film you can do with AI. But if you want to communicate some important information there, you have to go with humans because you are directly talking with your customer and then customer should take you seriously. So how to use AI, that is very important to know where to use AI and when to use AI. So this know and how information should be there. Otherwise, if we just go ahead with with the and get influenced by the entire industry. That, okay, everyone is using AI, we should also use it. Then we will go in a wrong direction if we are getting influenced.
Right, right. Very rightly said. Because anything that's new in the market, everybody wants to grab it and try it. But we should know how to use, when to use, and where to use. Yeah, and AI cannot replace human beings. Yeah. And you recently started Billionaire series on YouTube. What is that series all about?
So in this series, as I said, I was doing mantra chanting and also I've done experimented on myself where I've given a goal that I'll be heading towards becoming a billionaire and whatever the practical challenges I will face in my life. Like for million views, we have raised so much of funds. How did that funding that happen? What projects did I do? How did I do marketing? So I kept myself as a base of experiment and whatever the challenges which I was facing in my life, I have openly communicated in this entire Billionaire India series with the vision and mission that I want to see a lot of billionaires in India. That is the mission and purpose. So on a spiritual level, that how spirituality has helped me. The main core theme of this entire series that how spirituality helps you to overcome your day-to-day life challenges. Because right now in India, everyone is fighting this battle of making money and then give a best life to themselves and to their family. But what is the challenges they face in their present life? And how spirituality helps you to overcome those challenges. So that is the experiment I have done. And so far, Pratima, that in that series, it has helped me a lot. So in the beginning of that series, I was in a stage where I was about to work on this such a massive project called Million Views. And in the end of the series, I've launched this film in front of Avatar 2 and Dhurandhar. So that is the success story which I have achieved. Just a simple guy with no background, with no investment, with no support. How did I went on to uh, launch my film in an entire country and that too with giants like Dhurandhar and Avatar. So that is a success story and I have recorded each and every episode that how did I reach till that place. And my intention and my purpose is that this series will help and entire nation, every Indian will be benefited with this series. So that is the main motto of making Billionaire India series.
Okay, okay. So basically, you have been sharing your personal work experiences for the young, filmmakers or media professionals who want to get into this field. So, what is that one thing you will say to them, if they want to get into the industry, and what is it that they should keep in mind?
So pick up the camera, go out there and make film. If you don't have budget, make with 1 minute film. Or there are a lot of people, those who can't afford cameras also. Make stop motion animation films where you can do stop motion with clays or with stones. I made a film with spoons and forks, zero budget film with spoons and forks. That film has got national award. We have received 45,000 rupees as a cash prize for that project. So don't let your limitations stop you when you are feeling limited. Go out there, shoot your film. If you don't have a camera, go borrow with your friends. Ask them, give them your mobile for 1 hour or 2 hours. In that 2 hours, if you are not having actors also, make film with non-living. So that is how you will grow as a filmmaker. You will not grow by watching films. You will not grow by following any big filmmakers or big actors or big stars. You have to go out there, do the hard work, record your film, paste it on your social media, show it to everyone that this is your new project, this is what you have done. That is the only way to go. Until and unless you won't experiment and do your hands dirty till that you are not going to learn
So
anything.
basically, put things into action and
Correct.
be ready to do a self analysis and improve from your own mistakes, is what you've been saying, right?
Correct.
Right. Okay. So, where can the audience watch your films?
So Mitti Back to Roots and Gateway to Heaven is available on YouTube. They can watch it freely. All these projects are there, and there's a channel called MGF Films on which all my 100 plus short films are there. Even this Spoons and Forks wala, all the young filmmakers, especially girls, those who feel limited, they should watch this film because this will inspire them that just by making film with spoons and forks, they can also get a national level. So
Right, right.
there's a channel called MGA Films. Plus, if you simply Google Anshul Sinha films, you will get results.
Okay, okay, okay. Great, great. So, thanks a lot, Anshul. You have been a true spirit and continue to make, socially relevant films, though they are hard hitting. It's very important need of the hour for bring about a social change through media, which is the most powerful tool. So, all the best for million views and all your upcoming projects. Thank you for being on my show today.
Thank you, Pratima. Thank you. And then best of luck to you also. You are doing amazing job. And I would like to thanks to you also because you were part of my journey. I've learned the art of screenwriting from you. So you are one of my guru in this filmmaking field. So I want to acknowledge the efforts which you have put in understanding cinema. So that has helped me a lot. Without that, we wouldn't have reached so far.
My
So
pleasure. My pleasure.
to all the listeners, those who are listening, she is the one who taught us screenplay writing when I was there in Annapurna International. So her teaching has helped me a lot, and Pratima sees how far your student has reached, and you should feel proud about this.
Yeah, I am really proud of you, and I'm looking forward to you growing to greater heights and also making some commercially viable films from which you can also earn the money that you have spent. So, all the best, Anshu.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye bye. So that was True Spirit for you today. Real stories, real struggles, and real strength. So if you are someone out there who's doubting yourself and not sure which way to go, you have a lot to learn from Anshul's story. So until next time, keep believing in yourself and keep the spirit in you true.